Welcome to the Talkin TC webcast, the official webcast of Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School located in Franklin, Massachusetts. On our webcast, we'll chat with guests that run the gamut from government officials to school administrators to alumni and students and other members of the Tri-County community. So sit back and relax as we proudly present Talkin TC.
Welcome to Talkin TC, the podcast where Tri-County Cougars come together to talk about what's happening, what's exciting, and what makes our school community shine. I'm McKenna, your host, and each episode we'll dive into stories, events, and everything in between that makes TC the place to be. Let's get talking. Today we're excited to chat with Mrs. Messias, our School to Career Director, to explore her unique insights on co-op opportunities, career preparation, and how she helps students take their first steps toward a successful future. Welcome, Mrs. Messias.
Thank you so much for having me, McKenna.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I have been at Tri-County for a long time, almost 20 years. Most of that time was spent as a school adjustment counselor, but this year I had the opportunity to take the position for the Director of School to Career Services, so I'm very excited about that. In the past, I've always been on the side of helping students prepare for the workforce, and now I'm on the side of placing students in the workforce. I also have some responsibilities to the adult programs in the evening, and I'm very much enjoying my new role.
Can you give us an overview of the co-op program and its purpose?
Yes, so the co-op program is a program that we have here at Tri-County that allows our seniors and juniors in the latter half of their junior year to go out and work in the field during their vocational weeks. So they go out and work and they earn credit for their vocational program. It allows them to put to use the skills they've learned in their shops and then expand on those skills with professionals who've been in the field for a long time who are mentoring them and teaching them further training. It also gives them a foot in the door in the industry and allows the possibility of them being offered permanent employment after graduation.
How does it benefit students academically and professionally?
Academically, it benefits students because I think it makes students have to have a level of seriousness in terms of their studies, their attendance, discipline, academic and vocational grades, because those are all required to be at a certain standard to participate in co-op. Professionally, I think it really helps students to look at their field and have real-world experience in their field, which helps them to determine what they want to do next after graduation. Frequently, students are offered positions, and frequently they take them and continue in their roles and continue to advance in those roles. But no matter what, it helps people to assess what they will want to do post-graduation.
How can students earn the opportunity to participate in co-op?
Students earn the opportunity from meeting the requirements that I had described earlier about attendance, discipline, and grades. But the most important thing that students have to earn is the recommendation from their vocational teacher. So that's really important. And that comes by two things, really. One is that do they have the skill levels necessary to go out there? And the vocational teacher will determine that. And also, do they have the employability skills, what we call employability skills, which is often referred to as soft skills or work ethic. Those two things combined mean that you get this sort of seal of approval from the vocational teacher, and that is what I use to determine when students are ready to go out.
What advice would you give students who are unsure if co-op is right for them?
What I would say to students, if you're thinking about it, is consider whether or not having some real-world experience in your trade is going to help you decide on your next steps after graduation. Will it help you figure out what you want to do? Can it add to your resume and to your experience and help you figure out the next steps? If the answer is yes to that, then are you willing to do the work to earn the opportunity? And if the answer is yes, I hope I see you in my office.
What advice would you give to parents?
Parents have been very supportive of the co-op program and of their students. I think the thing that I like the most that parents do is they allow their students to be in charge of their co-op process. When students run into stumbling blocks, which always happens when you're looking for work and opportunities, students will reach out to me themselves. And I appreciate that because it shows a level of independence and self-advocacy that they will need when they go out to work. That's what I appreciate the most from parents is certainly be there as a resource and a support to your child, but also encourage them to seek me out and seek out people at school to help them with the process themselves so they can learn how to do that best. Also, I would say, once they're working, make sure to have a lot of conversations about it. How do they like their job? How do they like their colleagues, their supervisor? What do they think about the work? Could they imagine themselves doing this long term? I think those kinds of conversations with parents are really, really beneficial.
What types of co-op opportunities are available for students?
Everything under the sun, everything you could imagine. There are co-op opportunities in every single trade. Our students are on construction sites, they're in hospitals, they're in pharmacies. We have co-op opportunities that stretch from Rhode Island over to Worcester into Boston, so geographically a wide range of opportunities, pretty much in every sector that you can think of.
Can you tell me about the gong?
Oh, the gong, yes. The gong is something that I implemented this year in my role to celebrate student success. And I did it because I think sometimes starting a first professional step or your first professional job can be a little daunting for students. It's a lot to take in. And I want to make sure that we take a moment to celebrate their success. And just really, it's a moment to say congratulations and well done. So I announce their name, the new company that they're working for. I congratulate them, and then I tell them they can strike the gong. And then I put their pictures up on social media. And that's the final step of the co-op process. That happens when I issue the cooperative education work permit. And it's a fun moment when we've done everything that we need to do and the student is ready to start.
Can you share some success stories of students who have completed the co-op program?
Sure. I would say the biggest success stories I see are when I go out in the community and I'm placing students in their jobs, and then I run into other people who are there who had been co-op students years ago, and they are now have supervisory positions or at the head of their departments. So I can see the growth from those students that are in those places. And then also I have students, former co-op students, calling me because they are now in charge of hiring current co-op students for their businesses because they've moved up to a leadership role in their businesses, or they have also sometimes opened their own business and now are looking for co-op students. That, to me, is the biggest example of our student success and employers giving back based on the experience that they had themselves at Tri-County.
Are there new partnerships you're excited to share with students?
There are. I'd say there are probably some new partnerships that I work on every week. This week I have one going with actually a graphics company that makes awards, and I'm hoping to maybe turn that into a co-op opportunity, working with some computer information systems possibilities at assisted livings. Also a new manufacturing company in Franklin that I think we're going to be able to get on board as a co-op employer as well. So all of these are wonderful opportunities. I have a lot of employers calling me. Our students are sought out, which is very cool. And I love picking up the phone and hearing on the other end, oh, we have this company, by any chance, would you have any students interested? And it happens a lot, which is nice to see.
How does the school support students in finding co-op placements?
School supports in lots of different ways. We do offer the Career Essentials class, which helps students with things like interview skills and resume preparation. The shop teachers and I work very closely to come up with lists of places where students can apply, recommendations, and we work very hard to establish partnerships that can help students sort of bridge the gap into the workforce. I'm available at every step of the process in the job search process. So I tell students, whenever you get stuck at whatever point it is it making your resume? Is it the interview skills? Is it finding places to apply to? Is it making phone calls? Whatever it might be, please seek me out and I will kind of help you get through that hurdle onto the next step.
What skills or qualities do employers look for in students applying for co-op positions?
Number one thing would probably be that student take initiative at work, in the sense that if you're given work, you don't just sort of do the work and be done with it, but be looking for more, be looking for how you can contribute to the company and to the work beyond just the basic completion of the tasks. Employers are looking for that, and they're looking for problem solvers and people who can persist and take accountability for their own learning. So, for example, sometimes I tell people, take a little notebook with you, write down notes and procedures, things that you are taught, so that someone doesn't have to show it to you repeated amount of times. Employers like to see students that take that kind of initiative and that kind of responsibility for their learning. And then the employer's there is to help those students grow and expand those skills.
Are students successful on co-op, and to what do you attribute their success?
Students are very successful on co-op. I am in awe every time I go out to a site and look and see what 17-year-olds are in the process of doing. They are, for example, plumbing. They're constructing a 60-unit apartment building. They are renovating a downtown brownstone in Boston that's a multi-million-dollar property. They are analyzing water samples from the Charles River for pollution control. They might be building data centers. They are baking in gourmet restaurants. They're doing all sorts of things out there. Their success, I would say, I attribute obviously to their own personal will to be doing what they're doing, but I think it takes a village, and I would say parents are very supportive to those students and encouraging of them taking those next steps. I think all the teachers, all the specialists, all the guidance counselors, all the counselors and special educators in the building, everybody works together to prepare students to get to that point. The people who are most directly involved are the vocational teachers, because they really prepare students to have the skills they need and to have the work ethic that they need to be out there. So I give them the most credit, and our employers, because our employers partner with us to give students that experience. They are truly partners with us in preparing students for the workforce and the next generation of the workforce.
Thank you, Ms. Messias, for being here today.
Thank you so much, McKenna, for having me, and I really appreciate that you highlighted the co-op program at Tri-County. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode of Talkin TC. A special thanks to Tri-County's staff, students, and faculty members who helped make today's webcast possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Talkin TC. And remember, work hard, today counts.